Good afternoon, all. Can someone please confirm if my screen is visible? Can you guys hear me well?
Yes.
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 Thank you. Wish you happy Diwali to all of you. I hope you guys had good time, enjoyed the festival, and I hope you did go through the videos which I shared for networking, basic videos, and you also practice on compute segment. Uh, Today we are going to start the network segment. That's very important. It is not as vast as compute. In fact, no other topic from now, whichever topic we'll be covering, network or segments, I would say, rather than topic, network, storage, or anything, none of them are as vast as compute. Compute was the biggest or largest topic we had, and we are done with that. A few topics here and there obviously will be again going back to compute where I have to uh, refer one or two services over there. Right? So that's the approach we'll be taking from today onwards. Right? So let's get started. But before we do that, uh, do anyone knows about the recent outage which we had on Diwali from AWS? It has nothing to do with Azure. But when you say that you're working in cloud, you are working as a cloud admin, right? So you can't be like this. I work on Azure and I have no idea what's happening in AWS. And to be very honest, it doesn't happen like this. Even if you all services are on Azure, there are some dependency in actual environment. You will never see a company who's completely and solely working on any one cloud. For example, just AWS for everything, not possible. They will definitely come to Windows or Azure for authentication, for AD, right? Completely on GCP, not possible. They will definitely come to Azure or AWS for some other services. Similarly, everything on Azure, not possible. Some of the other services will be there on AWS or GCP. So dependency is always there, right? Even if you're working as an Azure admin, something happens at AWS, it will impact you. That's how it works nowadays. So anyone is aware of the recent outage which happened at Azure at region level. We have been discussing region level failure, etc. Right? And in upcoming sessions, we are going to see them that how to make sure or how to have the redundancy against region level failure. So anyone, guys, anyone knows what happened, how it happened, what was the root cause, what they should have done to avoid that? Yes, guys. It was all over the news because it was a huge outage, and especially it happened on Diwali. Many of our engineers from India, they had to work extra, they had to cancel their leaves, and it was huge. So anyone has any idea, read in news or any slightest idea?
Yes, East US,
Yes.
one region was affected and multiple services were affected, like Atlassian Cloud and also Microsoft Teams.
Right.
I was working on that day, so I was a bit aware of that.
Okay. So I'll quickly
Yeah,
give
and
you a
some social
glance.
medias also.
Right. Yeah, all correct. Correct in bits and pieces. I'll quickly share you a, a brief idea about it, what happened and what could have been done. Uh, though it has nothing to do with our training, but trust me, when you go for your interview nowadays, if you go, someone will definitely ask you, okay, do you remember recent AWS outage happened? What are your thoughts about it? For sure, this question will come, right? So you should be aware of these things. So what has happened, guys? AWS US East 1 region went down. Like we have regions in Azure, similarly we have in AWS. Here we have East US 2. There, the one region is the name is US hyphen East hyphen 1. That's the name of the region. So US East 1 region went down. What do you mean by went down? Was there any calamity? Was there any flood-like situation? Was there any fire or earthquake? No, nothing related to natural calamity. Nothing at all. It was purely a technical glitch, a technical error. What all services were involved in that? One is S3 bucket. S3 bucket, it's an AWS. In Azure, it will be Azure storage. Let me open a notepad. Because it happened in AWS, I'll be using AWS terms as well. But simultaneously, I'll tell you that which are the equivalent services we have in Azure. So you will come to know that what happens when this goes down. Right? Let me open one notepad. And how much time it took for them to resolve this? It took approximately 3 hours. Right? So wherever AWS has promised that we are promising you 99.99 SLA or any SLA or anything, right? So if it has exceeded that, AWS will have to compensate that to their clients. If we talk about huge clients, what all huge clients were impacted? Anyone has any idea? Very famous and known clients which were impacted.
Maybe
Amazon itself.
Snapchat, Reddit.
Yes, Snapchat, Amazon itself, Alexa, right? Uh, I think ServiceNow was also impacted.
And
And there's a list.
Reddit
There's a
maybe.
huge list. Reddit. There's a huge list. Many services were impacted. Right. So now I told you this last time also in Azure. When someone promise or when Azure promises, same applies to AWS also, that we're giving you uh, SLA of sorry 99%. How do you calculate this? I am hosting my website with you or my application with you completely. Now SLA is depending on you. Let's say Azure. You have promised me 99% SLA. What do you mean by that?
Total number of uptime.
Yes. How do you calculate? Total of what? I did share. I'm asking this question because I've shared this with you guys. Yeah, everyone knows that okay 99% का मतलब है कि 100 में से 99 बार ये रहेगा up रहेगा there is only 1% chance, but what are those percentage, what are the numbers? I need the numbers. What do you exact, what I need to know? See this, the outage, the current outage, it lasted for the outage lasted for 3 hours. Yeah, and for some services it was for 4 hours also, and for some 5 hours also. On an average, will take 4 hours. What I'm trying to understand here, am I getting any benefit from AWS or not? Right? In terms of billing, in terms of have they breached their SLA or not? And what they had promised is 99%. So how do I calculate this? No one? Yes, guys, I have clearly, I remember it clearly. I have explained this. So let's not waste time. I'll explain it to you. So overall, the SLA, whatever they are promising, it's calculated in number of hours, right? How do we calculate the number of hours? 24 hours a day, monthly on an average, they take 30. Sometimes I know it's 28, 29, 31 could be, but on an average. So 720 hours ki service in total they are calculating. Now you have a number, right? 720 hours. This is the number you have monthly. Now what is the SLA I'm promising? 99%, right? So what is the 99% of 720? What we have to check here, the 99% of 720. What is it? I think it's somewhere around 720. No, sorry. 99% if you calculate of 790, 712, I guess. 712. So what is the maximum number of hours AWS get for downtime?
8.
8. The outage was for
4
4 hours.
hours.
So have they breached their SLA?
No.
No, they have
No.
No.
not. Right? So this is how you calculate. No one is going to ask you, but it's better that if you explain in a scenario like this, it will be better that if you explain, okay, you know how to calculate the SLA, etc. So this is about the outage. This is about the outage and SLA. Services which were impacted. Why it happened? Very first thing, they had some issues with their DNS routing. DNS is called Route 53. This is the service name of AWS, which is as good as DNS. It is DNS. DNS is there in Azure, DNS is in Windows, DNS was always there before cloud, but the similar service which AWS has, they call it Route 53. So in their Route 53 service, there were some glitches. What were the glitches? That it was not pointing to the correct DynamoDB. DynamoDB. Now, what is DynamoDB? DynamoDB here, it's simply SQL. And on Azure, if we go, we have SQL, right? So DNS, SQL. These were the major issue they had. Some slide here and there, it's okay. We are not getting into RCA exactly, right? Because some S3 issues were also there. What is S3? In Azure, S3 is storage. We are going to cover everything, SQL, storage, everything. Don't, not today. I'm just saying it's a part of our course, right? So all these things, including all of these, and then yes, there was one more issue. That was, I guess, NLB, Network Load Balancer. What do we have here? We have Load Balancer, Application Gateway. In Azure, we have Application Gateway and Load Balancer. So these are the services which were which had some issue, and because of that, this outage happened, and then they have to work on that. But there was an outage. Now, what could have been done easily to avoid that? Not from the AWS perspective, I'm saying. We are not doing AWS RCA. It's their engineer's job. That is the reason people are using cloud, right? If let's say if I am the lead architect for Snapchat, right? And Snapchat was down because of this outage. Being a lead architect of Snapchat or tech lead, I am not going ahead and doing any RCA on AWS, right? That is the reason I'm paying to AWS. You guys figure it out why it happened, what should be done, and just share the report with me. That will be my approach. If I have to do everything, I will better go and host it on my on premises, right? If I have to do everything. But as a Snapchat tech lead or let's say technology officer, what can I can think of that how should I avoid it if it happens next time? Now, what all services were impacted, guys? These only services which are only there on a particular uh, region, this AWS region. Let's say if I am hosting all my resources, all my servers, and everything only on one particular region, that is East US 1. This is the region I am hosting it on, right? And if it is down, then my services are down. So to avoid that, what I could have done simply it's backup, but backup, it works in the same region. So it will not help me, right? Uh, Availability set. You guys tell me, availability set. It would I it would have helped me or not if I had availability set. Now you know the
No,
scenario. No, right?
No, it doesn't
Why
work
not?
No.
because it is in
it
the
will be
region
in the
happen.
same region.
It will just
So,
ignore the spelling mistakes, guys. It will just cover the data center level failure, right? What about availability zone? It would help or not?
It would not help. Yes, it will help.
It will help. How?
Yes, it will help if we deploy in multiple
In
regions.
different region,
No,
Sorry, if we deploy in
Multiple regions.
is
No,
availability
it is
zone
concept
is a
of
concept
zone.
of region,
Zone,
multiple
zone.
region?
no, no.
No,
multiple
not
zone.
zone. Only zone. It protects against zone.
Yes. Availability zone, it's not a concept of multiple region. When I say availability zone, it is implied that it is going to be in one region. Maybe three different data centers, right? Three different data centers, three different locations. Location is in within that region, within that city. But is it a different region?
No.
No,
And
No.
what is the
no.
case
No.
here? What went down?
region
Our
went down.
region
Complete
is down.
region.
So Do you think any of these would help me?
No.
No.
So what could have
No.
helped me here? It's DR or ASR. DR
Disaster
is
recovery.
disaster recovery. ASR it's kind of similar. We are not starting that topic now. We'll do that after storage. And we are going to do it in detail. Don't worry. We're going to see this in detail with practical. But I hope you got the idea what could have been done easily. That doesn't mean, guys, that every company which got impacted, they will uh, go ahead and take the DR. Why? DR, it will double the cost. For example, now for Snapchat, if I'm spending 10 million US dollars monthly, the moment I use DR, it will be $20 million. The question is it worth? Right? Is it worth? No. Why? Because DR will also take some time for me to set up and start my services from other region. DR will cost me. Plus this outage, if 2 hours it was down. But as a Snapchat user, I'm just taking Snapchat because it is written there. You can consider any other service which was impacted. As a Snapchat user, you know already that it wasn't Snapchat's error. It was AWS. It was a global outage. So, as a Snapchat user, would you have some bad feeling or rate Snapchat down for this outage? Will you go ahead and look for some other app because Snapchat was down for two
No.
hours? No, right? In this
No.
case, everyone knew that it is AWS's outage, not Snapchat's outage, not Alexa outage, not Amazon websites outage. It was AWS, though that's a different thing that AWS and Amazon, Alexa, they all belong to Amazon. That's a business point of view. We're not looking into that. But I hope you understand here, right? Even if you have a small application and you are reliable on AWS and it is down, your clients they will get frustrated a little bit, but they know that it is not your headache. This is not your mistake, right? So it won't have the big business impact. Comparing to if you go ahead and take DR, DR will cost you immediately double. And this happens very rarely. I don't even know when the last time we heard of region failure. So this is how it works. That's all. We're not wasting any more time on this one. Let's get started with Azure networking. Before we do that, anyone has any doubt, any questions on Azure compute segment or the videos which I have shared? Anyone who did not watch the video, guys? I mean, someone who's already coming with networking knowledge, it's okay. You don't have to watch. Someone who has zero networking knowledge and did not watch the video. You can ping me if you don't want to raise your hand. You can just ping me. How many of you have watched it? Please raise your hand if you have watched it. Okay, Obed. Who else, guys?
I watched, but I didn't watch completely. I
It's
watched
okay. I am
few videos.
assuming, Ajit, you already have networking concept. Your concepts are clear, right, for networking?
Mm.
Even if your networking
Yes,
concepts
yes.
are clear, it's okay. You don't have to watch. That was very basic. I am addressing people without networking knowledge and people who haven't watched the video. It will be difficult, guys. I have been requesting uh I was available, though even I had celebration for Diwali. Everything was there, my friends, but I was available for the session. But the only reason we thought of taking a break, so you guys get some breathing space to cover the previous topics and watch the videos. So if you haven't watched those recording, it will be difficult to understand networking. And networking isn't something like this where I can tell you कि यार ठीक है चलो इसको skip करते हैं या optional है 10 इंटरव्यू में एक बार पूछा जाता है. No. Networking is the core concept, critical and crucial. Without networking, I'm being very blunt. Forget about clearing the Azure interview. If your networking topics are not clear, you will not be able to understand storage. You will not be able to understand migration. You will not be able to understand DR. You will not be able to understand load balancing. You will not be able to understand application gateway. Nothing. In fact, the compute, whatever we have done, it will make sense now when we start learning networking. Now you just have been building machines without understanding the network, right? If you remember, I told you just check those boxes without understanding because we are going to cover this in networking. So if you don't understand, even the compute knowledge which you have as of now, it's good for nothing. So please, guys, do not take it lightly. I would again urge you guys to please go ahead and watch those videos. It is hardly 90 minutes combining all those videos. I've made sure that I watched 10 videos and then I shared the best video with you and the shortest one. It's hardly 5 or 7 videos on an average 8-minute video, right? Won't take more than 90 minutes. Please go ahead and watch those videos so you'll be able to understand something. Okay, let's start. Let's get started with networking. Okay, someone says that I have watched the videos but did not understand the part of IPv4 class. Guys, if you do not understand something, do not wait for the class to start. We had 2 weeks. Someone should have put this message in the group that you have watched it and you did not understand. Either I would have explained that or I would have shared another video of it, right? But let's get started now. Azure network. Understand one thing, guys. Network, it's not a new topic. It wasn't created with Azure. Network was always there. It will be always there, right? Be it cloud or on premises, network was always there. So, what is a network? A networking, in general, not talking about Azure, in general, a networking, it's a method, or I would say it's an approach where all your computers or your servers or your database and any kind of service, printers, scanners, your fingerprint reader, your CCTVs, etc., whatever devices you have in your company or at your house or wherever, you want them to connect with each other so they can talk to each other. That is called networking, right? I'm starting from very scratch, though it wasn't planned, but it is very disappointing, guys, that you haven't watched the video. So I have to spend some time here on that basic. But let me do that for you. Right? Still, I would ask you to please go ahead and watch the recording at least before tomorrow's session. So let me open one pane. By the way, what I'm explaining now, no one is going to ask you this in your interview. Okay. So there are 3 types of network. I hope this uh, will make you understand, and I'm sure I know that this will be very basic for some of you guys. So please bear with us. Uh, so there are 3 types of networks, guys. One is WAN, MAN, and LAN. LAN is your local area network. Then we have WAN, or let's take MAN first, and then WAN. This is wide area network. This is LAN, local area network. Again, these are not Azure concepts. I'm just explaining the basic networking to you guys. LAN is local area network. MAN is, I guess it's a metropolitan area network. And this is wide area network. Metropolitan. Yeah. So
Okay.
this is local area network. What do you mean by this? I have 2 computers, one laptop, one Mac, one tab, TV. Nowadays, AC we get with connectivity, right? I have Alexa at my house. I have maybe Google Drive at my this Google Mini at my house. I have all these equipment in under one roof. What I want to connect everything. I want them to be connected with each other. So if I give some command on my uh, mobile phone, right? My AC should be on or off. I can do that using my remote, but I don't want to get up. I'm sitting on a sofa. My remote is somewhere else. I want to do it from my phone, or I just want to use command. Give command to Alexa. Alexa, turn on the AC of my bedroom number 1, right? Or nowadays we have this house cleaner, that robo cleaners, right? Which does the mopping and everything. You just want to use your voice command. for lights, turn on the light, turn off the lights, etc. Okay? How will you do that? Unless they are in one network, you can't do that. So to make them in one network, whatever technology we use, that is called local area network, LAN. This is very layman example. Now we go to the professional level of example. You have 10 people working in your office. Let's say you have a call center like project, and here, let's say that you are a freelancer. You have started working here. You are a medical transcriptor, right? Where you just get some documents, scanned document, and you upload a file, whatever you want to do. You're updating your patient's data or whatever work you have. You're looking at that, you're updating an Excel file. Simple. That's it. That is your job. Simple. One updating one Excel file, maybe with date of birth, patient's data, whatever it is. Your client has given you the work, you are doing it. You save this Excel file and you send it via email. Good enough. You're doing well. Client has given you more work. Now, you hired one of your friends, and now you two of you are working. So what are you guys doing? You are working on your Excel file, he is working on his Excel file. Before sending it to client, he sends it to you. You merge that file, then you send it to client. You are happy. Two people, it's okay. आपस में मिलके डिसाइड कर लिया, you're sitting just next to each other कि भाई रो नंबर 10 तक मैं काम करूंगा, रो नंबर 11 से आप काम करोगे. Fine. Very simple, very easy. Your business growing. You have hired employees now, not friends, employees. Some of them are working, you don't even know them, right? Some of them are working in shifts, and you have multiple PCs now, but the work is same. Now your job is to update the same Excel file, but there are many people, right? Now, do you think it will be a good idea for all of them to work individually and then send it to someone and share it? That's not really a good idea. Why? Because you will not be able to see each other's work. You may duplicate the work. Ultimately, person who has to combine all of this, that's an extra effort of work, right? There could be some error. So there are multiple issues. So what do you think? You think, can I not connect all these PCs and work together? So whatever he is doing, I should be able to see it. Whatever I am doing, he should be able to see it. Nowadays, you guys are using SharePoint, right? It's similar. So to connect these PCs, what technology and IPs you use, that is called LAN, local area network. What does it mean? That all of these PCs are at the same premises, maybe same building, same floor, or same room, and they are connected using a physical cable, a wire. Uh, you must have seen that internet wire, thick wire. So using that, it is connected. Now this is called local area network. Now they're connected with each other. Now you can share your file. This person, that file is saved being a lead only on your PC, but still he can access it from here. He can access it from here, and he can access it from here. So there's one file, everyone is working, and now you can see the live file, that who's working, who's not working. Right? It's not happening that this person is just wasting 6 hours initially, and in last 2 hours he's working, and uh, you're not even getting to know that. And because he's doing that, he's working in a hurry in last 2 hours, so quality is being impacted. That's not happening because you are able to monitor that live. Why? Because they are in one network. So this is called local area network. Now, to make sure that they talk to each other, what do they use? They use IP address. IP address, what is the full form of IP address, guys? Anyone?
Internet protocol.
Internet protocol.
Internet protocol address. That's the full form. So they are using IP address so they can communicate with each other. Okay. So this is in local area network. Same is being used in your offices when you guys are sitting and working there. Not bringing the work from home concept as of now. We are going to do that later. Don't worry. VPN is there in our portion. We are going to do that. We are going to do this from scratch, setup of VPN in Azure, right? But this is local area network. Now imagine you have two branches. Okay. Bank, very good example of that. Bank. Now, in a city, for example, HDFC Bank. Do you think HDFC Bank will have only one branch in one city, a city like Pune?
No.
Multiple
No.
branches, right? In
No.
fact, in maybe in
Yes.
1 or 2 kilometers, you will see 2 or 3 branches. And do you think it's a good idea that whatever you have done in this branch, the other branch doesn't know? For example, you went to area A, deposited some amount, and now you want to withdraw it immediately. Morning, you deposited that amount. Evening, you want to withdraw. Forget the ATM. You are going to branch, and branch B says, I have no record that where did you deposit the amount. It's not updated with me. Do you think that will be helpful for the business, or can a bank run like this?
No.
No, right?
No.
So what they want the connectivity between all of their branches, all of their branches. So that is called MAN. How it happens? Similarly like this, but here you are using very basic cables. When I talk about LAN, you're using very basic cables. Let me show you some pictures of those cables. Though, guys, I have been telling you this has nothing to do with Azure. These are very basic networking concept, but still, let's say. So first thing, cables which you are going to use, or which your data centers they are using inside one building for LAN network, for local area network. These are the cables we're talking about. Yeah, these are the cables they're using. Then banks which they are using between their branches or among their branches, there will be more than 2 branches. So among all of their branches, so they are going to use fiber optic cable. By the way, bank will not do that. It's not bank's job. What will they do? They will approach some ISP, internet service provider, Jio, Airtel, right? That I want connectivity. They have their cables and everything, it's already there. They'll just give them a dedicated line. So this is the kind of cable they will use to connect all the branches. This is the example of MAN, right? Now, what is WAN? WAN is wide area network. What do you understand by wide area network? And what is the example of wide area network? The example of wide area network is your internet. Now, I am sharing my screen. I am talking to you guys, right? You guys are able to hear me. You guys are able to see my screen. I'm sharing some data. You guys are getting it real time. Do we have any connectivity of this cable? Are we in same LAN, you and me, guys?
No.
No.
Do we have any MAN setup? Have I laid out the
No.
cables to your house? No.
No.
So
No.
how are we
No.
connected? We are connected using WAN,
Via
wide
internet.
area network. That is your uh, internet connectivity. So via internet, you can connect. So you can say that if we can connect via WAN, why can't these banks? What do you think? These banks and these branches, can they connect over the internet, or can they not technically? Why do they
They
want
can
a
connect, but
dedicated cable?
Technically, they can,
security
but
Yes.
reasons.
for security wise, they can't.
Yes, technically, all branches they can communicate over the internet like we are doing it, right? Now, if I update something here, you are immediately able to see it. If I have an Excel file here, like R file, this file, the one which we are using, you and me are not connected in any network, but still, you guys are updating file. I am able to see it. Whenever I update, you guys are able to see it. In fact, now also, if someone goes over there and try to upload it, here I will see somewhere in the corner that. Ajit is updating the file. I will see it here, real time. I'll see that. This is happening over the internet. Is it not possible for banks? It is possible for banks. But what is the issue here? Security. First thing, internet may be slow sometimes. Outages can be there. Major thing is security. So what bank needs? It's a dedicated line. Hence they are paying. Plus over the internet, it will cost them a lot. A dedicated line, they don't pay per Mbps or something like this. No, they will have a dedicated line and they are going to pay a lump sum amount to ISP. Okay, we are paying 5 lakh rupees to you monthly and we need this service. That's it. That's how the dedicated line works. So they can use the internet, but they will not. So this is about basics of internet, basics of networking, how they communicate with each other, IP address. This computer will have some IP address. It will communicate to this computer. This computer will have an IP address, and all these IP addresses, they have to be unique. There cannot be any duplication of IP. But understand one thing, guys. Now, at my house, in my LAN, I have one IP to my computer, to my laptop, one to my fridge, one to my TV, one to my Alexa. I literally have them, right? And but do you guys know those IP address? That what IP address I have used? Do you guys have
No.
any idea? No. So what if you use the
No.
same IP address? Will it work or not?
No. If the public IP address, so we
No.
can't.
No. Okay. We have only 30 seconds left in this one. Let's start that segment in the next session. Do you guys need a break?
No.
Okay. Let's continue
No.
without break using the same link. I'll start immediately.